Long time no see. Here we are again. Damn, crazy nurse. I hope you Googled that. I know a few of the well, I knew the first part. Oh, damn it. Sorry. I wear contacts, and you know how that goes. One little speck of dust gets in your eye, and it's like all over. Yes, A2 Brutus. Hey, Dis-I-Am, how you doing? Oh my God, I'm so exhausted. This place makes me tired. Makes me tired and it pisses me off. Yes, I know that is the to be or not to be. That is the question. Hold on. I'm still dealing with an eyelash issue. I think I know what it is. Oh, I know what it is. Ugh. It was like a strand of glue for my lashes. They, damn it all. It's Prayer Garden. It's Prayer Garden getting back at me for all the shitty things I said about her. But they're all true. Okay, so where we last left off, I ended the last live kind of where we're going to start this one. And we're only going to talk very briefly about, well, the latest from Queen Bee's live yesterday. So as of yesterday, I think last I was on YouTube yesterday was, well, I jumped on in the early afternoon, actually right when Queen Bee went live for the first time yesterday. I jumped on. I was not on there long because I had other things going on. So I basically got caught up with everything this morning. And Shambles part 247, subsection C, paragraph 2. I mean, these people have lost their minds. I don't understand all this. Now, if I'm understanding correctly, Uni has not shown his face on YouTube. Is that correct? That's my understanding. Gee, he's over at Kick. I wonder if he and Molly are. Do you think he and Molly are sub to each other? Listen, there is nothing that could surprise me in this place. So now, in case you're the two people out there, hey Ellie. Yeah, I heard he was on Kick, and oh yes, he loves Twitter. What? It's interesting. I wonder why he's not here on YouTube, because he was so prolific here on YouTube, and now whoop, he's just vaporized. And last I heard this morning, which was last night's, as of yesterday, we now have everyone is receiving these really shitty, disturbing emails. I have queued up a little bit of Queen Bee's live. She did give me permission the other day to use any of her lives to do commentary on. I'm not going to play a lot of it. I have it queued up right at the 1 hour, 50-minute mark where Uni is giving his response. Now, this is who got emails. He's burning his YouTube memberships. Now, how does that work, Platform Boots? If he does that, they're out the money? Yeah, see, I don't know how that works. But so last I heard, and God knows, you know how, I mean, my God, we used to have a 24-hour news cycle on YouTube. We have like a 72-hour news cycle that takes place within 12 hours. And just when I think I'm caught up on all the, as we colloquially call it, the fuck shit. Yeah, just when I think I'm caught up on that, no, I'm 2 miles behind all the other kids in class. But last I heard, which was before walking into my office this afternoon, about 2 hours ago, heels in the air, rabbit from Down the Rabbit Hole News, Queen Bee, nonsense. I think that's everyone I had heard of up until that point who have received some version of the email that you're going to hear read, but it is bringing people's children into this. I don't, honest to God, high interstitial. Is that how you say it? He said he was going to do a primetime event last night. Never happened. He, in the words of the old Saturday Night Live episodes, he ain't ready for prime time. Okay, that's for damn sure. I'm about sick of him. I'm starting to get sick of his sidekick. I just truly, I cannot believe that people take this shit to this extreme. I don't get it. I will never understand it. It's insane. And I will say this. I'm sure there was a VPN used, but see, there's always things that I want to say about things like this that I can't because I can't. But suffice it to say that I say this all the time. These basement dwelling lowlifes who, I mean, God, go meet the sun. I don't know who did this. Whoever you are, go meet the sun. Because something tells me I could sketch a picture of you without even seeing you. I just hope you don't wear a sweatband. That's all I'm going to say. Or a skull cap, do-rag, call it whatever you will. I think I heard someone say something very similar to what I am trying to find a very generic way to say. And that is trust and believe. There absolutely are people and agencies that are usually referred to by letters that can absolutely find out where those came from. I think what the people who do that kind of insanity count on is the fact that most people do not have connections with people who can do that kind of stuff. But that's just a chance you're taking when you do something like this. And, most people do not. But I assure you, some people do. I mean, and that's just the way of the world. You never know who. I say it all the time because it's true. You never know who knows who. And if you are doing this kind of thing, if this is that important to you and you are so twisted up that you are threatening children. Now, I mean, my hope and belief is this is some loser sitting in a basement who, like I said, go meet the sun. But you just never know. That's the thing. You don't know. So I truly hope that everybody who was on the receiving end of these vile letters, emails, whatever the hell they were, I hope that everyone will, just be cautious, because you never do know. But whoever's doing it, God, like, I'll send you a super chat. Just tell me how much you need to get, what is that, talk space? You need something, because you have lost all perspective. This is YouTube. I mean, to me, those were very specific threats. Hey, Amethyst Moon, Texas Tiffany, Real Lady Justice, how you doing? Oh, I know our pollen is done here in Florida, but oh God, it was bad for a while. Okay, so oh, girl, you don't need to tell me. I absolutely know. Real Lady Justice, and for anyone not familiar, she is an attorney, a real attorney, not just a YouTube attorney. My federal district attorney just traced porn extortion ring to 4 guys in Nigeria. Everything is traceable. Not going to tell you how, but trust and believe it can be traced. Oh, girl, I know. And anybody who doesn't know, you are a combination or one of the following: naive or dumb, because it absolutely, but I think what they count on is that the people they're attempting to terrorize don't have the ear of someone who's capable of getting that exact thing done. And that's just the chance that they take, because you don't know who knows who. And I happen to know for a fact, as gospel, that comment I just read from Real Lady Justice is absolutely true. And I would say the same thing. I'm not going to tell you how I know, but yep, those sentiments exactly. Trust and believe. Or don't and don't. I don't care. But then I would mention another sentiment. Fuck around and find out. Okay, so I've queued it up. We're just going to listen to a few minutes of it. I mean, the live was like 6 hours. And one of the main things that spurred me to do this was when Navy came on the panel and his thoughts. And we will get to that una momento. Okay, let me present, share screen. Whoops. Damn it. Hold on. Oops. Okay. All right. Here we go.
In 30 seconds, he mentions it. So I'll play the minute 30 seconds if you got it. Yeah, you got it. Sure. Cool.
Okay.
Hey, nonsense.
Now it should be a little smoother.
Can you guys hear it okay?
Hey, y'all, you got to talk to me in the chat, y'all. Everybody wanted me to go live to talk to him, so you got to talk to him.
Okay, we're not off to a good start because right out of the gate, I'm gonna. What is this shit he does? Where, like, does he order dinner without everybody telling me what to do? That is such disingenuous bullshit. And that's like a running theme. Is, well, this is what everybody told me to do. Well, dude, I'm telling you that you need to get a big boy wardrobe. Like, do you buy all your clothes at either Dick's Sporting Goods or Hot Topic? I mean, I see you wearing like video game shirts. You seem to have an affinity for sweatbands or whatever this deal is up here. So since you take all your social cues from everybody, please take mine as far as your wardrobe is concerned. And, you know, just broaden your horizons, I would just say. Let me turn this up. Okay, it's up all the way.
Poopy followed. Maps.
Yeah, well, everybody wants him to go fucking live. You're not hiding on kick, I don't.
Many creators receive threatening emails from a Jason. Well, it's not me. Sorry. I would tell them to go to the police.
Now, I don't have the reference on him that most of you have. I am not as familiar with him as the rest of you, but the little bit I do know is, my goodness, he is that guy who, when 10 words will suffice to drive the point home, he's going to use 300. Now, I'm not going to make any, I'm not going to give any thoughts on who I think sent it, whether or not I believe him. Just because I don't know all the players well enough to do that, and I'm just not going to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to comment when I hear something that just doesn't sound right. And that to me is, like I said, he's the 300-word guy, always. He loves the sound of his own voice. Trust and believe that. So, there's that.
Immediately. And the Popo, the good thing about emails is that whoever did it can make little mistakes, right? And then you need to go to the Popo because whoever did it can make tiny mistakes, and an email can be.
I can't put on my finger what it is, but we have tiny mistakes, small mistakes, Popo. I don't know. There's just something about it that, like, I mean, this is a guy that likes to wax poetic on everything. So, but it could be that he's got this flippant response because he is feeling some type of way about not being on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. Hey, Liza, how you doing?
Be traced more than what most people think. So if it was an email, they need to take it to the Popo.
It's police, not Popo. Oh, by the way, hold on.
I think after.
I meant to do this, and I actually even had it written down, and I'm sorry I forgot. So I did this the last time. I meant to do this before I said one word, addressing him or anything having to do with this situation, and that is, he is a veteran. We all owe him a debt of gratitude and a word of thanks for that, and he has that from me.
Seeing how deceptive some people are out there right now,
like
I don't even know what to think anymore.
Coming from his fucking mouth. That's rich, ain't it?
Together, criticize each other.
Yeah, that was really
in like
ballsy.
a normal way without trying to rile up the community like Molly and them do. things are a little.
Oh, Molly, you mean the one you genuflected to, basically? Like, I've heard the video. I don't know how old the clip is, but basically, I guess Molly came into his Discord or however it came to be. But oh my goodness, yes, he was singing an entirely different song than we've all heard him sing, where she's concerned.
Little more able to be recognized when things get to where creators are trying to constantly make a situation into this big dramatic thing,
like you,
right? It's just, what do you think then? Who do you listen to, right? It's just ridiculous.
Well, I would say you listen to the one that makes the most sense. There you go. I mean, I don't think it's that hard to figure out. You listen to the one that sounds most in line with your thoughts, values, and ideas. That's who. See, look how easy this is. Hey, Zen, how you doing? Blank slate, how are you?
Oh shit. The flame.
What?
There's more. There's one at 11:11.
I heard the other one.
Okay, so this
I
is.
think-
Hopefully, this is it.
There's no way he lacks this much awareness. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
You see
well,
AKC's thing? She just got it home from work and found an interesting email on my
Yeah.
inbox. What are you guys
Oh my
talking about? What's
God.
going
You don't
on?
want to
Shut
hear
up.
Navy. That's
Batman, I won shit to get your clicks and views, and you've been sitting there for 10 months, 11 months, or even longer for some of them, criticizing Molly and others for tragedy pimping. That's your legacy. I will make sure it's etched in stone on the.
oh my God, so fucking dramatic. Let me tell you something, Uni. It sounds like, see, this is the part I don't get. This guy spends so much time online. I mean, he has a prolific online presence on seemingly every platform there is. And he uses the word legacy. That's your legacy. And I'll make sure it's set in stone. My God, Drama Much? Drama Rock. That's his new name. Drama Rock. Yeah, like my legacy, God almighty, I hope it has nothing to do with YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say. He is delusional as to his own importance.
Platform. That's my job. That's what I do.
No,
You get
you
to
don't have a job. God damn. What is with all these people that think this is a job? Although, I guess if this is how he makes money, then I guess it's a job. God, what a world we live in where a job is playing video games. Like, it's your story. Tell it however you want. If it's your job, fine. It's your job.
Choose. You could choose to just keep doing what you're doing, or you could choose to tragedy pimp a docs. If it's mine, it's mine. If it's someone else's, you're tragedy pimping, it's someone else's. Right?
That's what he did to you.
Stupid is he? Right. Who pimped out who? Who? I mean, really? Who was doing live streams on whose doc?
You remember that
Who shared
song where
whose
he
doc?
was
Yeah, you fucking dumbass.
Tragedy
Sounds so
pinching. No sense.
This
You
makes
don't.
no sense.
You
I'll
don't
take
tragedy
your
pinch your
sound
dog.
right now.
Oh,
Stupid as
God.
fuck. And he didn't get doxxed. He got a fucking PayPal and a cease and desist. That's
Is
not
he-
fucking doxxed.
Is he dumber than Laura?
It's like no malicious intent there, buddy. Just look it
Okay.
up.
You know what? Because of his
I
lies
think-
and stupidity and the shit that he's doing, and right now tripling down, making himself look even stupider.
Yeah, Uni, you could have just
This is
disavowed and said, I don't agree with anyone threatening
Does anyone- Ellie,
children.
do
This
you
is, like,
remember
so
if-
fucking bad.
That's your legacy.
Is Navy coming up soon, or
You
do
get to
or
choose
should
your
I
own
fast
destiny.
forward?
I get to choose mine. I know what I did.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
Tiffany, my
Okay, so
pleasure,
I
girl.
can stop. What happens when you stop? Oh,
Oh, who gives a fuck about your game, man? No one cares about this game. It's boring. You should have played Resident
I'll
Evil
take
4 if you
his
wanted
word
a
for it.
remake.
I don't know shit about
It's
video
try to
games.
speed run
The
it.
art style, bruh.
Here's my question,
Okay,
and I'm not
well,
trying to be a
it's an
smart ass.
exciting
I
game.
truly mean this. Actually,
You know
I'm
what
just
I'm
waiting
saying?
for the part where Navy comes
It
up.
happens.
Talk
Sometimes you get
over it.
mad. I get paid for that every month.
What?
How
Okay, I don't know if he
I type
mentions it.
VOO.
how does he have any time at all, except the first of the month, of course, where he's very busy with his paper bills, you know, scribbling checks out because he doesn't use internet banking. It seems like he spends an awful lot of time online. Like, even the little bit I knew him, my God, he was always online. And when he's not here, he's off playing video games somewhere. Like, how do you have anything that resembles a real, full and fulfilling personal life spending this much time online? I truly don't understand it. I don't. Maybe I'm just not. I don't know. But I can tell you that the little bit that I'm on here, and I think in comparison to a lot of people, I am not on here very often. Oh, thank you, Ellie. I think it's coming up soon, but I'd rather just get to it. I mean, this place drains the damn. It drains you. It really does. It's an emotional drain. Never mind the time it actually takes. I mean, because I actually put a little bit of effort into when I come on here. I don't come on in my pajamas. I put makeup on, but it just that, and despite what it may look like, I don't spend hours getting ready. It typically takes me 1 hour between putting on makeup, finding something to wear, and running a flat iron through my hair. But then you have the actual stream itself, and I know how I like when I'm done. I need to catch up on what I didn't get done in my real life. Oh my God, my dog is flipping out. Oh, nonsense. Yeah. To me, whoever's doing it is, like I said, take some of those super chats and go get a Talkspace gift card because they need one. I just cannot imagine losing all perspective in this way. It's insane. It does, Liza. Like, honestly, I find a lot of it for me is probably my personality. I just I don't suffer fools. I cannot stand dumb people. They piss me off. And I just get offended by it. And then I feel the need to come and throw my 2 cents into it, like anybody needs mine. But hey, that's what we're all doing here. But I just can't imagine. I swear to God, I mean it when I say I wouldn't cross my street to do something I would never do anything like this in my life. Oh, thanks, Ellie. But even to cause someone grief in the most minor of ways, I wouldn't cross the street to do. So I don't get any of this. Okay, what really made me 43 minutes. Okay, this is what I really wanted to talk about. So
Does Unirock
stand by.
denounce
Navy
that?
Tex is in here, Queen. Dropped a link for him.
Wait, before you
Has-
get going, here's all I'm going to say about it's Navy TEX. Is that what I'm just going to call him Navy. I do not know him. I have never had not one word of interaction with him anywhere. Everything I have heard of him, when I first became aware of UniRock, and I think it was Rock-A-Lot was the one I saw first. Before I started going in Queen Bees, I really sat back and I was trying to figure out, what is this dynamic they've got going on? Like, is this freaking Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon? What is, oh, I just showed my age, didn't I? But it really was like, I didn't quite get it. I thought, well, is this like, is he part of the show? Is he a regular fixture on the show? Are they partners on this channel? And then the more I listened, it was like, well, no, I don't think it's that. And then you, of course, always hear, well, reach out to Navy, and I'm like, he's his handler? What is he, his hand holder? What is he? And okay, so now I'm at the place where I'm not going to say I understand it, because I don't, because this dude's not famous. This guy is not getting inundated with, oh my God, just, PR requests, and give me a break. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to understand the dynamic between these two, because I don't, and I haven't listened long enough. But I kind of have thoughts, and anything I've ever heard from Navy, he has always sounded like a very nice person. Sounds real, like even keeled and just normal. That's the best. That's the best thing I can come up with. He just seems like a normal person. But I have absolutely no interaction with them. I only know the little bit that I've heard. Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear. But my thoughts, I'm having more thoughts. The more this goes on.
UniRock gone live and denounced any of this for any of you
No,
guys?
No, he was live on Kick. He was live on Twitter Spaces, and still in there running his fucking mouth about he did tag me in Discord. No, the fuck he did not tag me in Discord. No, he did not.
Yeah, Uni, since you seem to have such a hard time figuring out how to handle things, I'm going to tell you yet again. Well, you don't do anything that you've done thus far up to this point. You should have staunched the bleeding several days ago, a week ago. This has gone so far off the rails. I don't know how although this is YouTube, but in the real world, I don't know how you'd ever show your face again on this platform, at least in this community. And like I said, this is YouTube. People will forgive and forget, or at least forget. I don't know about forgive. But if this was not truly all planned, I don't know how you've gotten to be the age you are and not understand how to deal with people in real life. You bungled this so badly.
UNI-FAM ain't doing nothing, says Navy Text. She sent the link, Navy.
Yeah, I dropped the link.
Yeah, we dropped it.
I saw the stuff that Heels had posted.
I don't know who's doing it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
All the
But I know it wouldn't be done without him doing what he's done.
No,
Right.
none of
Exactly. Everybody's got their own thoughts on whether they think this is uni driven, whether it is somebody on the internet that has such hate for uni that they are making hay while the sun shines. Opportunities presented and they're going to take it. To me, it's like, I don't give a shit because it's all goo goo. It's all stupid. And if he told me water was wet at this point, I don't believe him. And it's not even the words, it's his actions. He has turned, tucked tail, and like many people do when they are completely, number one, they're caught with their hand in the cookie jar. And I can't explain why he chose to handle it like he did, but he could not have done himself a worse job if he tried. And if he truly has that many people that are gunning for him, I mean, I don't know. I think I really would consider getting off the internet.
That's just, I don't get why he gets.
And
the
I don't blame
press
Navy. He
for
left
that.
yesterday. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't like he's sitting in there fucking doing that shit. But I would like to know who in the fuck Jason and John are.
Probably Unirock.
What's up,
Uh,
man?
And I heard y'all say
Okay.
that Steve is being
Let's
blamed.
listen to Navy talk.
What's up?
I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you this. UNI-FAM and I have
Okay,
our
I'm going to
issues.
say this, and I don't give a shit if I get heat for it or not. I'm not, it's not a dig at him. But am I the only one who thinks he sounds like he's had a few cocktails? And that is not a crime. That is not against the law. But I'm just saying, it sounds to me, I definitely think the first apology tour that he did on behalf of Uni, I mean, I don't think there was any doubt that but it was the weekend, and I don't think he expected to have to do that. So it's completely understandable. But, you know, it's interesting because when I heard this the first time on Queen Bee's, I was out on my big TV in my living room, and there's a sound bar. And it's funny because I wasn't sure, but in here in my office, there's just a small speaker right in front of me, and I can hear it. At least it sounds like it to me. And does it matter? No, but it might account for a few things.
Right. The one thing I will say is this: there is no one from the UNI-FAM, right?
Okay, can somebody please explain to me what the fuck is a UNI-FAM? Okay, I get it. I understand what it is. It's a euphemism. Can I tell you what I picture when I hear the UNI-FAM? And I'm sorry, I've never seen a grown man. These are men that were in the freaking military. I do not understand this. This is women's shit. First of all, this is our playground, okay? This is the girls. This is our jam. This is what we do. We run our mouths. We gossip. First of all, why are the boys even here? Number one, in this part, it's so weird. And for a grown man to be talking about another grown man in a UNI-FAM, let me tell you what I picture when he says UNI-FAM. Well, I picture a bunch of like very pale sweatband wearing unicorns walking down a beach at sunset, looking for their fearless leader who won't come out of the basement, his house, I mean. What grown man is, oh my God, what is a UNI-FAM? It's like if I said drink every time you were going to hear this grown man talk about UNI-FAMs. No, it's Navy, I'm sure you're a very nice person. You seem to be. But it's just not real. Like, I don't know. It's weird. You guys are talking about women shit. This is like, sorry, that's just how I feel. I don't care. Call me sexist. Call me whatever you want. I don't give a damn. I'm sure people call me all kinds of shit.
Or Unirock himself, or Unirach, or anybody else who is ever going to support threatening anyone with anything.
I'm going to state for the record that I absolutely believe that he believes 100% in what he is saying. Do I believe it? Well, first of all, I think he's selling it way too hard. Like, let's just, shall we? Somebody in the chat, do me a favor. Hey, Cocktails and Crime. Somebody in chat, do me a favor and keep track of how many times he says UNI-FAM. And then I want somebody else or the same person, because you're going to be busy. Also keep track of how many times he vehemently says no one would ever, in the UNI-FAM, no one would ever do such a thing. Just for shits and giggles.
I separated
also
for my
different.
own
Maybe this
reasons.
is my kids. This is my fucking kids talking about the dark
Queen-
web.
And I have to say, I think Queen Bee handled this really well, because let me tell you something, I would come unglued. Fortunately, I don't have little kids.
And
Quinn,
other
I
shit.
know, Quinn, I know, but it's not uni.
But I am a mom.
It is not anything associated with the UNI-FAM is
Okay, that he is absolutely slurring. To me, it sounds like it, and it doesn't matter.
doing this. Trust me. Like I bring you the truth. I've talked. I bring.
You know what? He keeps saying this. Oh, I bring you the truth. I know that you think you are bringing the truth as you know it. But he kept saying that. And sir, I would respectfully say to you that just because I stand here and I tell you that I am a Barbie doll and I live in a little plastic dream house and I have a plastic Barbie Corvette and a cousin named Skipper that always gets the shitty clothes and the leftovers. And, we cut her hair when we're mad at her with craft scissors. Like, just because I say all that, and I really believe it, that doesn't make it true. And he keeps asserting this. I tell the truth. I tell you the truth. No, we don't. I mean, I don't have any reason to think he's not, but it's so like, how can you be a grown man and be this Pollyanna and naive? Because I have news for you, Navy. There are people who are married for decades to the same person, and one day a bomb falls out of the sky, and one of them is absolutely blindsided. And bear in mind, please, this is a marriage we are talking about. Two people who sleep in the same bed every night. I'm presuming you and Navy don't, or you and Uni don't share a bed. So that is a story as old as time. It has been happening from time memorial. Nobody, if you want to really get down to real talk, brass tacks, nobody really 100% knows anyone else. We pick a partner, and most of us are very fortunate and we picked well. And nothing like that is ever going to happen. But I can assure you, I have known many people who everybody knows that couple that everyone thinks they're amazing. They've got this wonderful life. You know, everything looks perfect from the outside. They say and do all the right things. They have wonderful, beautiful children. They've got great jobs. They've got money, whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden you find out one day that, you know, Bob has been wearing Mary's clothes for 20 years. And she comes home one day and finds him, you know, in her bra in the kitchen. I mean, dude, you can't be this naive. I mean, and obviously that's kind of a far out scenario, but is it really that much more crazy than what you're putting forth? Because for us to believe, it's not that I believe that Navy believes what he's saying. I truly do. But Navy, I don't understand how as a man, especially a military man, how could you be this naive? Truly, how could you be this naive? Because the story I just told made me crazy, but it happens every day of the week. And those are marriages. Everybody in this chat, I guarantee, knows exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody has known those people or that person. It doesn't even have to be a couple. It could just be a person that you know, that you've been friends with. I have personal experience. I told a little bit of a story the other night, just in the most broad terms, and I'm not going to do any more now. But I had a friend of decades that I never doubted a word of anything she had ever told me, because I had no reason to. And then I found out one day, hey, Menace to Sobriety, how are you? I've been seeing your post, and I hope your brother is doing better. I've been thinking about you. So yeah, I think it's great that he's, hey, Fairy Dust. Hi, Remy. Hey, Nick, how you doing? I think it's great that he's got so much faith. And it's not even just Uni. He's co-signing. He is vouching. He wants you to believe that he knows every single person intimately, apparently. He can see their inner thoughts of every person. That is crazy. I would never sit here in 1,000,000 years and say, I can personally vouch for every single person that I have ever seen in blah blah's channel. I don't care if I've seen him in there for 10 years and chatted every day. You don't know people. You don't. And to assert anything else is Pollyanna. It is naive. It is naivete that is a bridge too far. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I think it restores a bit of my faith in humanity overall to see that, and a man no less, is going to vouch and stand up for not only his friend, but the entire community. And I'm sorry, Navy, it's nothing personal, but I'm calling bullshit, and I don't care how nicely you say it. I don't care how many times you say it. It doesn't make it true. And I would ask every person in this chat, put a 1 if you think I'm making more sense. Put a 2 if you think things are more in line with what Navy has to say.
Bring the truth about things, right? I have separated from Uni-Ron because of things I disagreed on the way he did things. But however, I will not stand here and let people think that he is actually threatening anyone or anyone's family. That is not what the UNI-FAM does. Whoever.
Okay, I can get down with that, and I can respect that he's gonna, for Uni personally. Okay, I can dance on that. I may not I'm not sold, but I get it. But and just for shits and giggles, I don't see 1-2 in the chat. And honestly, I'm not saying any of this. I'm not giving an opinion on who I think did it, because it would be stupid for me to do that, because I do not have the scope of reference that many of you have. I haven't been around this long. It would be ridiculous for me to, I could throw something out there and go with my maybe first thought, but I'm not going to, because that would also be stupid of me. So I'm going to defer to people who know more about the situation, and I'm not involved in it. So I don't need to throw my 2 cents in it. All I'm going to stand up and scream about, and not because I'm trying to be nasty to Navy, but I'm sorry. Well, much like Uni-Rock's job is playing video games in his sweatbands and putting the tragedy pimps out of business. Well, I'm sorry. My job is I call bullshit when I see bullshit, and I see bullshit. Whether it's naivete or blind loyalty or what, but
Whoever's doing this is
absurd.
a instigator trying to cause problems between you and Uni-Rock. That's
Yeah,
all
because
it
we
is.
all got him. Heels got him. Rabbit got him.
Can I ask you a
Nonsense
question,
got
Nate?
And didn't
Yeah.
he? And okay, I could agree with that, but I think Uni-Rock is the one who tried to cause problems between Uni-Rock and Queen Bee. Although he wasn't looking at it as a problem. I think he was looking at it as, ooh, what did I say earlier? Make hay while the sun shines. I think he thought opportunity presented itself in the form of a cease and desist. And I think he was just going to, I'm just going to get my crayons out, and I'm going to make this a lot more colorful than it actually is. He miscalculated is what he did. So I could believe, I don't know that it's somebody trying to, quote, cause problems between Queen Bee and Uni-Rock. If anything, I would believe that, of course that could be the case, but if anything, my instinct would be more to go along with what they say, which is it's somebody that's taking their opportunity to make an absolute fool out of him. Barbie says he has ghosted all his members and won't speak to us. Well, you know what? That speaks volumes right there. And that makes my little speech I've been giving about Navy and his hard sell even more poignant.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
Why is he not like disavowing this whole? Because he
Beat him, just for the record, is my spirit animal, because he is the one that I most often am screaming at the same time the shit he says. Yes, I must admit. Yeah, we're never going to know. We're never going to know. Well, I don't know, we might, but at some point, he could have turned the ship around. He really could have. He could have just said, look, I did a stupid thing. This is America. We elected Marion Barry back into the mayoral office in Washington, D.C. after he got caught smoking crack with a hooker. Okay? You think that YouTube Krama would not have, that's just how it works here. This kind of shit, this was really, that opportunity to me is way past. But he could have absolutely humbled himself. There's the problem, in my opinion. I have said many times that this platform has given, many people who've never, before we had all this, and if you don't come from a time before we had all this, you won't understand. But I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat has come from a time before this. It used to be that only people who were very engaging, they had it, okay? They had something about them that allowed them to get out in front of people, whether they were actors, politicians. Well, they damn sure weren't selling makeup on the internet. You know what I'm saying? This is a story as old as time. But it used to be a very small subset of the population that had it about them, that allowed them to become someone that people want to watch, want to listen to, want to buy the products, whatever the case may be. Well, now that we have this wonderful place called the internet, and we have platforms like this, every schlub in the world, including me, can get on their computer and some are a lot better at it than others. Some, and I maintain that the ones who have never really had anybody pay any attention to them in the past, not in a meaningful way, not like, people sitting on their keyboards for hours, like, what's he going to do next? That kind of stuff. I think the more you have been a stranger to that kind of attention throughout your life, you get on here and it's like oxygen. And I think like oxygen feeds a fire. I think that the attention, and then it just, does anybody remember the Germac commercial from back in the probably like late 70s, early 80s? And it was literally like Hollywood squares for Germac. And she told one friend, and she told a friend, and she told a friend. And next thing you know, your whole screen on your TV is just filled up with these little cubes of Germac commercials. And that's what this reminds me of. And it seems like the more people, if it's their first time where anybody's ever really cared about whatever it is they have to say, whether they're talking about, video games, makeup, tragedy pimps, whatever the hell they're talking about, that is a drug, okay? It is. And then competition comes along. Now we're going to throw money into it. So now we've got money, we've got ego, competition. This is a breeding ground for, and then let's not forget some of these people, and I'm not talking about him, some of these people who I've been speaking of are literally, they are as dumb as the proverbial box of rocks. They're the ones who really are like grab on and they ain't letting go. Yes, and then they find their way like to Molly, or kind of like that bitch I was dragging for filth earlier. What the hell's her name? Not Gina, the other one. Oh God, Jilly Mean. Gross. Perfect example. So there's this weird, this is cultish. It is. And there's hierarchies. And there's all different levels of people who will do different things. And then you get people who will do things for things. It's nuts. Okay. So when I heard this, I literally could not believe my ears that I am hearing a man who, I don't know how old he is, but he's old enough to know better. That's what I know. And Navy's behavior from minute one of kickoff of this shit show, it has just continued to go lower and lower and lower. And I mean, never say never, but to me, the chance to come back in this community, he's going to need to wait a very long time. That's all I can say.
He has heard of it. I mean, like, let's be real.
Yeah.
He probably heard of it.
Honestly, I don't know. I left, so I don't know what he's heard of. Or
I
what
mean,
he
he's
hasn't heard of.
streaming. I mean, he
But
could
I'm
easily
telling
say,
you, I'm
"Hey
telling you,
guys,"
And
yeah.
I'm
lying.
telling you right now. I'm telling you.
From your point of view, you're saying like that nobody over there would threaten kids that of, like that.
Well, I think a fair question for that is, did you know that he was faking the stuff about the cease and desist? Was that something you never saw coming too? Because people can be
Very
things that
good
we think
point.
they aren't, sir.
Very good point.
I think that's why he left the over the letters and stuff. But he has kept it real with me, and that's what I gotta say. That's why I'm.
Well, what I was trying to say before Elliot cut me off is,
And like I said before, what Queen Bee just said to me, I know she's got haters, and to me, they're jealous. Okay, I cannot say enough for. I've got mad respect for what she does, because I couldn't have done it. I'll tell you that. Those filthy, foul letters that everybody got, but especially the ones with kids. And she still gave him the respect that I would have, and I'm just going to keep it real, 100, okay? I would have let him come up and say his piece, but he said it again and again and again and again and again. And it was really starting to defy logic. And, I've seen her many times not lash out at someone who really doesn't deserve it, but is they'd have been giving me plenty of reason to do it. So I really respect that. I truly do. And I just think she gives a very wide berth to people and a lot of latitude that I could not. But that's just me.
because I don't think it's Steve McRae. I don't think
I
that
don't
for
know who
5
that
seconds,
is.
because I heard that being mentioned, and I don't see him doing that.
Well, I
I'm
don't think
sorry,
maybe
like, my internet, like, no,
Go
my
ahead, I'm
internet.
His internet's going in and out.
Yeah, he's getting bad service.
You can say what you said again, because my internet messed up and I had to reconnect.
Well, we know you're going to
Oh
say
yeah,
it again for
so
the
you've kept it
87th
real with me.
time
You know what I'm saying?
back,
You
so
kept it
she
real
may as well say
from the
it
time
again.
I started talking to you. So I mean, I gotta
Even
give
that right
credit where
there,
credit's due.
I respect that she said that to him and she meant it, and it wasn't conditional. Because if it had been me, what I would have said is, well, yeah, as far as I know, you have been. I mean, she is absolutely taking him at his word. And like I said, at this point in the game, with everything that's happened, I would not have. Another thing that she can do that is not easy to do is she keeps control of that panel without having to freak out on anybody. And I mean, let's face it, we've all seen it where it gets heated. And not everybody always agrees. And that is no small feat. So,
You know what I mean? You've been real with me from the jump, and you left, you know what I'm saying, all over all the bullshit. So I wouldn't think that you would sit here and lie to me.
He did. I don't doubt that.
I don't think you or, several other people did have anything to do with it, but I think there's people who are either simping for him and want us to, stop mentioning him, stop bringing him up.
Like there are people. So the thing is, I want to tell you this right now, Queen. There are people out there who hate Uni so much they would come in and threaten your family and everyone else's family, right, to cause you to attack Uni-Rod. Now, I'm not saying like he and I disagreed on things, and I left like, God.
I get what you're saying, but why do you?
Why right there? What he just said to me, he has not fully reconciled to that decision in his mind. I promise you that, because you can hear it in his voice. You can hear the frustration. He pauses and you can hear that like intake of breath. And I think he is not, like I said, I don't think he's fully, I think he's selling it, but I don't think he fully believes it. And I think he is probably holding out some thought that maybe they'll get back together. I don't know. But it's tell you what, it's crazy because I can't believe how much more I have heard on this cheap, shitty speaker than I hear on that big ass sound system that's like wired into the ceiling. Oh my God, it's crazy. Good to know though.
We apologize.
Like my thing was I was never going to come on panel and talk about this stuff because
right there, that bothered me because I've heard him say that before, and it just, I don't know, that I said I was not going to come up on panel. Well, when did you say that, Navy? Because it couldn't have been more than what, 2 days at best. So it's, I don't know. It's kind of weird. That part definitely made me.
Well,
right.
The thing is this, right? Is that when I hear like what you DM'd me and all this kind of stuff.
Look, it says, I'm gonna read this to you. It says, Jason, remove your videos about Uni or you will face legal action. Uni isn't lying. He's got 2 letters and I've seen them. We know people who can get all your info and make your life a living hell. There are consequences to every action. Your kids will be in danger if you don't stop defaming Uni.
That is not him. That's not anyone in the UNI-FAM. I guarantee you this. I will guarantee you.
No, you cannot guarantee that. And he's not, listen, he's not even, I could have rocked with him on, listen, I can't speak for everybody else, but I will absolutely say, no, Uni would never have said that. But he is just adamant that nobody, how many people are we talking here? Thousands upon thousands? I don't know how many are in the UNI-FAM, but Steve McRae, I believe, are you the man of the hour? Are you the man who was just mentioned? My goodness! Have you been summoned? Messages are not from UNI-FAM, but someone I think who was with them at one time. I mean, I'm not even going to speculate on who they're from, but I just, to me, the absurdity of a grown man adamantly, I mean, he won't even like concede that it is possible remotely that even one person in the UNI-FAM could have done that. I'm sorry, sir, that is bullshit. And you, as a thinking person, as an adult, you cannot with any kind. It is laughable to think that you can make a claim like that, which in my mind waters it down, and it's really not worth the proverbial paper it's written on. I'm sorry that I don't know how else to say it.
The fucking Discord.
And you know what's interesting? Before she even got done reading that foul ass email, well, I don't know about you, but especially if I'm trying to sell you something like this assertion, I find it strange that the very first thing out of his mouth, if it had been me, the very first word out of my mouth is true crime dime. This whole thing is BS. Obviously, Navy didn't know about the letter, so how are we supposed to believe he knows about these emails? I don't know. That's the part I'm not gonna, speculate on, because I don't know enough about any of them to even make any kind of educated guess. And that would be all it would be. And I don't have any business making it because I don't know any of these people. But what she just got done reading, and he was out of the gate before she even got to the last sentence. Now you tell me, when I heard it, my very first response was, oh my God, that is so effed up. That is foul. That is vile. That is disgusting. What the fuck is wrong with these people? But what was his? I'm telling you right now, nobody from... I'm sorry. It's just... And I'm not saying there's anything nefarious behind it, but I'm sorry, wrong words. It should have been, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That is vile. That is disgusting. I cannot believe that happened to you. And most importantly, well, where is Sir Sweatband? I heard his bullshit. Whoa. I keep going back to this. Push number 3 to get to the real person, please. He talks like a fucking robot. He talks like the, what do they call that? The hold music. Yeah, he talks like a Stepford person. What he should have said immediately was some variation of what I just said. I don't condone this. It's vile. It's foul. And I condemn this in the strongest possible terms. But what does he say? He says some flippant remark about, well, thank you, Captain Uni-Obvious. Well, they should call the Popo. Yes, I'm sure they did. They called the police. Yes, the Popo. And then some other dumb thing he said. It's just, I'm sorry. When it stinks to high heaven and it doesn't sound right, it's not. And I am not saying he had anything to do with this, but what I am saying is he is either the most socially awkward, out of touch, grown male person on earth who, just by virtue of the fact that he was in the military, clearly understands how to play within the confines of the system. So I find it hard to believe. And does he not have children himself? How would he like it if his kids were threatened in some way by that, as that? Everything he has done has been absurd. Well, thanks, Angie Carter. I'm sorry. He couldn't, it's like if you're, I'll use like a military reference. If you're laying there on the field of battle bleeding out, well, I don't think you take chest spreaders, put them in the wounds and do this. Oh, and then we're going to pour a little salt in there. I mean, my God, how could you be so damn dumb? So, yeah, Ellie, I mean, something's not right. I am not going to say what I think it is because I truly don't know what it is. But I know that all this shit by all these people, none of it is even remotely how grown, adult, mature, decent people do things.
Right?
Mhm.
Because I disagree with Uni. I will stake everything I have that this is someone trying to start shit.
Can I ask a question?
Very dramatic. He will stake everything he has. Well, I mean, that, sir, I would say that that would be a very foolish move on your part.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why would, if they're starting
It's all
shit,
for
which is
dramatic
possibility,
effect.
you know,
Right,
anything's
and they very
possibility.
well could be.
Wait. But the problem is that why would they send another email to apologize if their whole goal is to start shit?
Yeah, this is the second.
Because they're
acting
like
like-
ones I got.
If Uni sent an email, if he ever did, it would never be from his name, right? Number one, because I've been the guy watching it and doing.
Okay, and listen, yes, if we're thinking like normal people, non-deceitful, non-calculating, non-devious people, well, of course, nobody would do that. However, we have already seen how devious Uni can be because he very purposely decided at whatever point when he got the cease and desist, as far as I'm concerned, it was a very devious, calculated scenario that he came up with, that he embellished, that he colored, and he was devious enough to know that he was going to pick a fall guy in JLR that was widely despised and reviled. He just miscalculated that everybody else was going to be as, let's just say, morally flexible as he is. That's where he made a mistake. So while I understand what Navy's saying, and yes, if you were a normal person, of course it would not make any sense to send an email from what people think is your own name. However, what would make sense to someone trying to spin a very devious yarn? Well, it would be to do just that, because then you've got at least 50% of the people sitting back going, well, who would be so stupid to use their own name?
Doing his admin stuff for the last 4 fucking years.
But why
It's never
isn't
been
he speaking
from
out against
Jason.
it though, sir? Why isn't he speaking out against it and
Well,
saying
I mean, I
whoever
don't know if he
Yes,
knows about this.
stop?
What I'm telling you is that
He
I'm gonna tell
doesn't
you
know.
what's happened
Okay,
the
wait,
last 4 fucking
sorry,
years.
y'all, we're going to be here for a month. Let me get this straight. Navy, who has left uni, he knows about it. And he has felt the need to zoom right over there and start doing damage control. But we don't think Uni knows about it. Uni, who the entire community has been talking about for days, and who is presently embroiled in the scandal that has been dubbed Lettergate. Yeah, it's like Watergate, just with dumber people. Oh, God. These people make me crazy.
I've been with him, right? Is that he would never send something to an email like this. And even if he did, it would never be from Jason. That's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Not
I
really.
see what you're saying there.
Right.
Right? Oh yeah, because
Just
okay, so
explain it.
Jason's his name. That's what you're saying. Because this one
Right.
right here is from John. So the name fucking switches over and says, "I'm sorry for the threats I made against all of you and to that of your children. It was disgusting of me, and I'm ashamed of myself for
That
doing
is
it."
not UNI-FAM. There's no one like I said. I separated from him. Like, everyone knows. Like, I broke away because it's been on YouTube and fucking everywhere else, right? I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not anything that Uni UniRach or anyone else associated with that fucking group would ever fucking do.
Wow. We are really branching out now. It's not him. It's not her. And it's not only is it not anybody in the UNI-FAM, it's not anybody that's ever even apparently drove by UNI-FAM's encampment and said hi on the way to, GameStop. I don't know. It's just all. Steve McRae, I would agree. He probably does know more than he's saying. And, let's face it, the guy is in a terrible position, but I'm sorry. The only reason because I don't have a vested interest in this. I don't know any of them, and I'm not going to miss what I don't know. So I don't care if they're here, there, everywhere. It doesn't matter to me. What I have a problem with is somebody trying so hard to sell an obvious load of bullshit. That's what I have a problem with.
I will stake my fucking life on
it. And why?
These are people.
The dramatics. I'm going to say what I've said several other times in this stream. This is a grown man riding this hard for another grown man from the internet. I think it's great that he's got loyalty to his friends, but dude, this is just such a hard sell and it's so dramatic. Holy shit. Listen, these boys, men, let it never be said that the women are the drama queens in this community, because they certainly are not. We got nothing
People
on this
who are haters of uni. They are trying to start a fucking fight, because we've dealt with this before. When I was with him back in the couple of years ago, there are people out there that
he was going to say something different. I don't know what,
his
but
fucking
he was going to say
Discord
something
they were
different and thought better of it.
or decided that they wanted to be overly affectionate with certain content creators that were in there. That happened. They got kicked and they're mad because
so he wants you to believe that this is probably, however he put that, which was very strange. So this is some disgruntled former member of the Discord. Yes, this just absolutely cements my unmovable stance on I will never go to Discord ever. I don't think anything good happens in Discord.
Need attention, right? I don't need attention.
Well, so what I'm saying is, you think somebody else is writing these just to start shit? It's Sarah. So it says John. It came from Jason. Apology came from John.
Yes, ma'am.
Heels is getting them. Rabbit's getting them. Nonsense is getting them. I'm getting them. Heels, turn your camera off so I can bring you back up.
They are. This is not UNI-FAM doing this. I will stake my fucking reputation. This is not UNI-FAM doing this. I guarantee you that. It's not Uni-Rock. It's not fucking.
I don't know. We don't need to keep listening to him go on. He just says, anyone thinks I might email me or evidence, we'll give it to you. Oh, hell no, Steve McRae, don't be putting me in this shit. Do not give Crimes and Passion any evidence. Although I am toying with an idea where we would do just that. Yes, I think I need to start having court. I think I need to start having once a week. We need to have crimes in fashion court. And I don't just mean all the poorly dressed schlubs. I mean, I do that for fun whenever. I really think that we need to do this. I think, and listen, I mean it. I'm talking like, listen, these bitches are so into the drama, so let's do it. Okay, if we're going to do this, let's do it right. I don't even have to play the judge. In fact, I think I would rather play the prosecutor. I'm sorry, I'm not, I don't know that I'm unbiased enough to play the role of the judge. So anybody in the chat who would like to nominate someone to be the judge, so we need a judge. We're going to need a prosecutor and a defender or a defense attorney. We'll do it once a week. And everybody can just bring all their shit to court. And we will let the chat, well, let me see. No, I don't know. Oh, we'll do it just like in real court. We will let the litigants can pick if they want a bench trial. And if they want a bench trial, then the judge is going to decide. And if they want a jury trial, the chat is going to decide. What do you think of that? I think, listen, I wanted to do this once before. Ernie Shell, do you remember when you stole this idea from me, bitch? But you're on the lam now, aren't you? Oh, yeah, Ernie Shell ain't coming within a country mile of a court. No, I don't think he is. Nope, not unless it's Atticus Finch or Perry Mason. I think it would be a lot of fun. And then we could rotate. We could, now listen, just like when I used to play Barbies with my friends. I mean, I may have always wanted Barbie. But, you know, sometimes you got to share with the other kids or they won't come back and play with you. So, you know, I'll try to be the defense attorney now and again. I think this could be, I'm telling you, I wanted to do this before. And the minute it was out of my mouth, I'm not kidding you. This is a true story. Ernie Shell and his buddy Jimbo, because at the time they were, you know, thick as thieves. Yeah, they stole that idea right out from under me. But they did a really like shitty redneck job of it. So they sucked. No, I think this is a good idea. And how will we get our litigants? Maybe we'll do like maybe community. I'll do a community post. 1, 2, 3 Rebecca's. Oh, you're in for court. Okay. Oh, you did it in a Facebook group? Well, listen, we got so many bitches running around this place that think they're lawyers. Betty, Bull Scorn Betty, girl. Bring it. Come on, Betty. I am issuing you a challenge. And I'll even fight you for, well, I won't fight you. No, that's more your jam than mine. Betty, here's your chance to really play lawyer that maybe somebody would actually want to listen to. I don't think she'll do it, but oh boy, I'd love to go up against Betty in court. I think we should do it. I think it would be a lot of fun. And I mean, hey, if anyone is willing to volunteer to be the judge, because we need a judge for sure, and it's not me, at least not right out of the gate. And, you know, something tells me that the litigants that we're going to want to have are probably not going to willingly appear. So we might have to have like, we'll have stand-in. If the defendant won't willingly show up, well, we will appoint a proxy defendant. Oh, I think this would be fun. Okay. for right now, this is going to be the gavel. Don't think I will not. I will get on Amazon when I walk out this door, and I will get my little Swarovski crystal sweatshop opened, and I will have a bejeweled gavel, and I'll get a robe. Now we might have to get like a graduation robe, like a black one, because, you know, I don't think Victoria's Secret is appropriate for court. Oh, what? Oh, Steve McRae, my goodness, I'm kind of scared of you. Wait a minute. You were accused of producer? Are those initials people on YouTube or? My goodness. Well, that's an interesting list of charges. Oh, you didn't like come from a community where women wore like bonnets and Holly Hobby dresses, did you? Oh, I think this would be so much fun. I really do. And listen, eventually we can get it. Like the first couple times, let's face it, nobody's going to take me up on this. We're going to have a proxy defendant. But eventually, if we keep doing it and people watch, eventually the real offenders, they will show up because they'll be getting punked so bad that they'll feel like, I think we need to haul Prayer Garden of America into court for crimes against probably nature. Maybe I went at her pretty hard a little while ago, so I'm not going to say any more about her at the moment, but oh my goodness, I can think of, I think it would be a lot of fun. Oh, there is a bedazzled gavel on Etsy, Remy. Oh, I trust and believe I've got an Etsy account. I will get myself right on in there. Oh, and we are getting to graduation time of the year, so I'm sure it'll be no problem to get like a, oh God, polyester. How are we going to do the judge's robe? Well, I guess I'll send it to the first judge, and the second judge can either, we can pass the robe, or you can wear your own. As long as it's black, that's all that really matters. Oh, God, do you guys ever watch, before I ever came to this community, I'm talking years ago, I still watch it, just not as much. I would watch all of I really watched a lot of CPS cases in Texas because they were around COVID. They had all of their CPS hearings on, God, what was that judge's name? Judge Sims. Oh God, I love her. She's so sweet. I would watch Judge Kim in California doing the juvenile detention hearings. Holy shit. You want to be scared out of your mind? Go watch. I don't think Judge Kim is doing them anymore. But yeah, it was nothing to have a 12-year-old appear for a 187. Very scary. But yeah, and then I watched, oh my God, you really want to have fun? There is a case in Las Vegas. It is probably one of the longest divorce cases, and they had no money. That was the funny thing. Oh God, Karen Sangalaza, that was one case. Holy shit, that bitch was, woo! There's another one though that I'm thinking of. Oh God, the guy was a former, oh, this one was really sad. they got a divorce. They had 3 children, and one of their children drowned in the pool while the kids were with mom. And he quite naturally went, oh, yes, Savage and Pirate. Aren't they going live tonight? I will ask. I will ask one of them. And I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not good at the chat. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm freaking old. I didn't take a bunch of notes. And if I get distracted by the chat, I forget everything I'm talking about. But I need to get the name of that divorce case in, is it Clark County? It's Las Vegas area. Or no, wait, that's not Clark. That's, oh God, I don't know, but it's epic. It is epic. And he's a pro se litigant, and he's a little batshit crazy. And oh my God, it's had multiple judges. The one female judge, those two used to just go at it all the time. It's hilarious. So I have a wide body of knowledge to draw from. Oh yeah, and I do have a real legal education, not as a lawyer, but as what Betty pretends to be. Yeah, I went to a state college, not a school that I refer to them as finance companies that give you a degree. Okay, well, you guys, I've been on here a long time because I came on for almost an hour and a half before this one. Hey, Burger Proof. Bye, Burger Proof. Well, Steve McCrae, you sound very interesting, and I've been hearing your name around these parts now for the past couple of days. So, have you appeared in the, is that Clark County? Please tell me you're not one of the litigants in the cases I just mentioned. I don't recognize your last name, though. What is that guy? Okay, listen, there's a group on YouTube, and it's called Veterans in Politics. And the guy that I'm talking about, he would appear on Veterans in Politics. And they are like, well, they say they're a watchdog group over the judiciary, but it's mainly on family law and family courts. And the guy who started it had a real personal beef with the family court system. So, oh, okay. Yeah, I know who she is. And I know that, oh goodness, I know she's not exactly well loved. But much like this guy, I don't really know any of her. I know about the Toddy thing and whatnot, but okay, you guys, I'm not just glistening because I'm on fire, basically. I'm melting under this. How could such a small light put out so much heat? It's not a ring light. Honest to God, it's not much bigger than a pack of cigarettes. But God almighty, is it? Bleh, it's hot. Hey, Queen Ashley. Don't worry, girl. It wasn't anything you said. I was on my way. I was on my way out of the building because I'm starving and I need to take my dog out. And at some point, I heard my husband come home. So, all right, everybody. I hope everybody has a good night. And my God, can we please have just a day of non-dramatic peace in this place? I swear, YouTube days are like dog years. It's one day is like at least a week in real time. And I'm not looking to get running into Social Security age any faster than I already am. So All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. I may come on in the afternoon, but just as a spectator, unless something, you know, something monumental pops off between now and then, which is entirely possible. All right, everybody, have a fantastic night, and I will